A lot of people disagree with the fact that Lamar Jackson won't move away from the Ravens. I don't know. I think he could. We talked about how Greg Roman's gone. What's left for him there? I don't know. I could see him going to a lot of different places. Same thing, obviously, with Derek Carr. We saw what's going on there. He is not going to extend. He doesn't want to extend, which means he's really putting the Raiders, in a interesting situation here, a little predicament. What's your take on the whole Derek Carr thing? Because I think he's got a few years left in him. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's top 15, top 20. I don't know.
I think I think he yeah no I think he talked some smack last night. I don't know if you saw it
I
on
saw it. I saw it.
the abomination that whatever that Pro Bowl event was that they were having in like a convention center.
Yeah.
He basically was like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm not doing the Vegas Raiders any favors here. And
No.
it's funny. We just did an episode a couple days ago on the Sports Gambling Podcast where we broke down some of the odds for where these guys are going to end up. One of the teams, like specifically Derek Carr, that really kind of popped out to us was the Carolina Panthers. Frank Reich loves bringing in that vet quarterback. Derek Carr could have a couple years. I mean, could he play like a Jimmy G? Could he play like someone who knows how to lead a team with a good rushing attack and a good defense like Carolina might be? Absolutely. I also think you have some dark horse teams like the Houston Texans. I don't know if they're definitely going to draft a quarterback here. They potentially could go the vet route. A defensive head coach might be more inclined to do that than a young, hip offensive coach. You mentioned Lamar Jackson. I absolutely think he's gone. I think the Greg Roman thing was a signal that he is gone because, again, like, why else would you want to start over with a guy who might not tailor an offense for you, Lamar Jackson? And so, in this handicap, to me, it's very simple. Look around the league. Which teams do not have offensive coordinators yet? And to me, that was the angle. So, really, really zoomed in on the Bucks and the Commanders, which, by the way, you can get at 10-1 that Lamar will be their quarterback next. And both of these teams do not have offensive coordinators yet. So Lamar could be brought over in some kind of package. Obviously, the Commanders would not be a huge move distance-wise. I know some people have brought up the fact that he is a Miami guy and maybe the Dolphins go get him. That seems less likely to me, although the owner down there seems very likely to make change. But I think, if you ask me what will be the story of this offseason, I think it's going to be a lot of movement. I think it's not just going to be with some
I
of these
like it.
quarterbacks. And I think you're going to have guys like DeAndre Hopkins moving. I think
Wow.
there's as much as I hate to say it as a Giants fan, I do think there's a chance that Saquon Barkley is moving on. I think there's a chance we're seeing the smoke now that Jimmy G could end up in Tennessee with Mike Vrabel in an offseason move, which, by the way, the San Francisco 49ers going back to Trey Lance would be a different kind of commitment to a player. And so, yeah, I think now we're seeing the way that GMs are viewing like these receivers too. You're seeing guys very aware that, look, one way to game the salary cap is to trade away the receiver that you have to pay and draft another one because every draft we're hearing about 6, 7, 8 of these stud receivers coming out. So I'm with you. I think there's going to be movement around these vet quarterbacks. I think some of these teams like the Jets and
Yeah.
even the Texans, some of these teams, even in position to draft quarterbacks, I think they might prefer to go the sign route. And by the way, we didn't even mention it, but Vegas, now you see the smoke with Aaron Rodgers maybe coming to town, Devontae Adams tweeting stuff out. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I mean, what better way to not have NFL games, but have the drama of the
Oh yeah.
NFL offseason to
The
talk about?
the offseason is going to be money,
Makes
no
for
doubt
makes
about
for
it.
great sports talk radio.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.